Thank you very much, Lindsay Benjamin. Hello, everyone. This is Lisa Ware, Senior Group Leader. This is part 2 of supporting partners, especially new partners. And there will be a part 3. We started this on the 5th of September. And we're going to be looking at all the things we should be doing. I actually believe, because we don't go in the classroom anymore like we used to, there are people here that have been here a long time. Tom Rankin, Annette, will remember the days when you had College of Excellence 1, 5 hours, College of Excellence 2, 5 hours, but it was absolutely amazing stuff that we were able as trainers to impart. And I think a lot of this is missing, and there's a lot of us feeding this up. However, our partner portals are full of incredible information. I can't do it justice to do everything I'd like to do today, so I'm going to break it up. Today is going to be about basics, and then we're going to move into some really, really amazing stuff, which is all about building teams, how to work with people, placing partners, how you can, excuse the expression, manufacture team leaders. All this stuff is possible. If you ever see a massively fast team leader go in place, I'm promising you now, it's very rare it's happened all on their own. There have been people that have been helping to make it happen very fast. Okay, I can absolutely promise you that. And I'm going to dispel the myth that you need to be an absolute superstar from the beginning. You don't. All right, you really don't. I was no superstar, and this is worth imparting. I've never received a single promotional bonus. You know, like you can get £500 for hitting QD star in 30 days. You can get £200 for future team leader, £300 for hitting team leader, and so forth. I've never had any, none at all, but it doesn't matter. In the scheme of things, it doesn't matter. If you are in this and you're out to create financial stability, financial growth, absolute, never have to worry about a pension, never have to worry about what happens when I get to retirement, then I'm promising you, you're in the right business. It's just you need to get consistent at some skills. Okay, so today I'm going to show you some stuff which you may or may not know. I don't know, but I think it's worth going over this stuff. These days, when you bring in a new partner, there is a partner app to download. Okay, good idea to get them to do that. If I had a gripe about the partner app, it kind of puts an emphasis on masses of admin using my planner and putting in loads and loads of prospects. And do you know what? There is nothing wrong with paper, guys. I have little books, people to contact, and I've used it for years and it works for me. There's nothing wrong with it. And I promise you, if the electricity goes down, okay, do you know the internet goes down and you can't get any of it? So actually, there's nothing wrong with having a good old-fashioned diary and having paper backup. All right, and it can go with you anywhere. So I'm going to share my screen. Elaine Feller is very kindly offered to participate in what I'm trying to achieve here. I'm going on to my partner portal. All our partner portals look much the same. Okay, they all look much the same. Now, part 1 went into some real basics. Part 2 now is what is the stuff that we need to show them? Well, within the app is my planner. And guys, you can have a play with my planner. It's very, very obvious. I'm not going to touch that. What I want to do today is seriously touch my business. Okay. So when you click that, up comes stuff. So at my level, I spend an awful lot of time dealing with recognition. You've got this as well. Now mine will look quite different to yours because mine is a mature, what we call senior group leader business. But I'm not saying you've got to do this, but I have a way of working. And if anyone ever sees that there's an awful lot of messages go out early in the morning, usually before 7 a.m, it's because Lisa Ware wakes up and she does about an hour and a half's work in bed. Okay. It's just the way I work. I could get up and sit at my laptop, but I choose to do it all on my phone. So I'm going to press what is called recognition. Okay, so it looks almost similar on your mobiles, but I want to show you this. Here, showing data 4. So this is what I do every day. I press yesterday. What happened? What happened yesterday? In other words, by today, what happened? Let me just move us out of the way. So there we are. I've pressed yesterday and now I'm pressing. I've got to get rid of my Zoom controls. I know they're all in the way. I'm now pressing apply. So let's have a look what happened on mine yesterday. So there were no achievements yesterday that happened within the teams. And then I want you to see it says promotion. Now, not all of them are promotions. That is somebody joining. And they joined, as you could see, yesterday, Monday the 18th. If we click on the name, it tells you this person joined. If I press upline, somebody called Eric Sales recruited and the sponsor, and that's under a senior team leader called Christine Mackesy, which is under a group leader called Alexandra Noble, which is under a senior group leader called Susanna Moon. All these people are within a leg of my team. Now, if I wanted to know exactly who this person is, and I know it might sound daft that I wouldn't know, but when you've got over 2,500 partners, I promise you, it is quite hard to keep up with everybody that's joining, because some days I might have 6, 7 new partners join in a day from all over the business. Okay. Now, you probably think, wow, I want to say to you, this is a good thing. When I don't recruit and I'm seeing 5, 6, 7 partners joining my business, this means that I now have a business, and this is what you're working towards. You're having a business that you are inconsequential to it. It is now got organic growth, exponential growth on its own. All right. So if I want to know who this person is, can you see this little thing here, locate partner in the tree? So if I press that, this is good stuff to show people. All right, because they need to know stuff. Now, what I'm going to do is move all that out the way, because this is in the old days what we used to call the genie tree. So I've got lots of different legs. I'm level 1, and anyone, like I recruited Susie, I brought her in. She's direct to me. Okay, and if we was to scroll down, please keep your eye on here. You're going to go, wow. Right, there we go. Now, there's my daughter, Gina. There's somebody called Mr. Braithwaite. There's other daughters, Amy and Carly. These are all direct to me, level 2s. Yeah? Okay, but let's have a look at this person that joined. So as you can see, they're quite a long way down. And Eric Sells brought in a chap called S. Chowdhury. Now, Eric's level 12 to me. Okay, I do go down to 26 levels in certain parts of my business. Okay, so there is a lot of people, okay, that are in here, and they go up and they go up. All right, so that's sort of stuff that is quite interesting. Now I'm going to go back to the dashboard again and go back to my business and go back to recognition. And if we go back to yesterday, which I'm doing here, and apply, now I'm going to continue. So somebody joined and some people did some work yesterday. I hope people don't mind. Mr. Simpson has been very busy up in Scotland. So yesterday he gathered 2 customers. Susanna Moon did 1. Somebody called Syed Mir did 1. And a name I can't pronounce did 1 as well. Okay. Now you can find out about these. This is good stuff to have a little look at. Let's click on the name. All right, this is stuff you may not know. So if you click on the name, now we're bringing up information. So Stuart Simpson is a team leader. Okay. And he's got more than the customers he needs for the next level as senior team leader. You actually need 15 to be a senior team leader. He's got 174. Wow, that's some serious numbers. You need 3 QD legs. Well, he's got more than that. He's got 5. You need 2 team leader legs. He's working towards that. And you need 250 group customers. Oh my gosh, because he's got such a large number himself. Look, 225. So in terms of group numbers, he's nearly there. He's just got to form these 2 team leader legs. And we're going to talk about this stuff next week, but this is worth knowing. So let's have a look at the upline. So the person that brought him in is a gentleman called Colin Grant. He's got a senior team leader above called Sherry Booth, a group leader called Tim Whitley and Paul Newth, and a senior group leader called Anne Overdyking. And by the way, that senior group leader is under another senior group leader that's under another senior group leader. Okay. Personal performance. Wow, this man's doing some stuff, isn't he? He's got 23 partners, 174 personal, 620 personal live services, 812 group live services, 225 group, 8 legs. And there's some serious activity going on here. Real good activity. Very, very consistent every single month. Stuff happening. Yeah. If you do enough, it will happen. And recruiting is something he's learning to do. And as you can see, there's one in July and so he's learning to do all this. So this is useful stuff. Now, if we hit group performance, tells you all about what's happening in the group. Look at that. This is good. Really good. Stuart actually is an interesting chap that's really got to grips with cashback. He makes sure he really promotes it, as you can see with what's going on here. All right, really good. So 4 customers that month and 3 of them with cashback cards. Brilliant. Yeah. So hopefully that stuff's useful for you to know about. Okay. So what we're talking at customer and then recruiting. For some reason, it never does it on yesterday. It always brings up what's going on in the month. All right. So this is recruiting in the month. And I want to share with you this month that at the moment, I personally haven't recruited someone. But 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Right, 31 partners have come in September so far, and I've not recruited one of them. Does that make me a bad person? I don't think so. I do recruit. I average 2 a month. Let's stop the share there because I'm out to see your expressions. You're probably thinking, what? Lisa Ware, is that all she does? 2 a month. And the reason is that I believe 2 is what I can work with and truly support properly and help them get going. All right. I think when you start recruiting 5, 6, 7 partners, you can't possibly look after them all. You need other people to help you. All right, do so. So that's just my take on it. So let's go back and share the screen again. So I'm going to move us out of the way. And now I'm going to go to something. If I go to recognition, and now I want to go, hang on, got to move us. Can you see current month until today? There are things changed on there. And if I apply that, then it gives the current month until today. I don't know if you guys are aware of this stuff, but this is the hot things that matter. Because with recognition, I'm always looking at yesterday, because I'm looking, who do I make a call to that's been promoted? Who's just got a customer that is due some recognition? All that stuff matters. It all matters. I want to ask you all, this is a question, right? I'm going to stop the share here because I'm going to get your faces. Do you ever look at your team and go, nobody's working? I'm now going to say to you, when you get a personal call from somebody, and I said this to Elaine the other day, how much more wonderful do you feel when you get a personal call? When you engage? If your team's not working, it's that you're not phoning them. That's a lot of it, because they feel completely out on their own. Now, I'm going to teach you, this is coaching, how to make some really great calls, because this is the stuff that matters. Okay, so Elaine's just brought in a new lady, and she came through, she won't mind me saying, she came through LinkedIn. Is that correct, Elaine?
Yes, yeah, LinkedIn.
Yeah. Now, Elaine only joined us last November, 14th, actually. Elaine's background is teaching, which I'm not going to say anything. What do you feel about teaching, Elaine?
It makes me very sad, actually. I was a very passionate teacher, loved the job. It was all about the children. It was all about bringing them on and forming relationships. And it's not the same anymore. Teaching is spoilt. Teaching is about numbers. It's about data. It's about pleasing head teachers and Ofsted. And it's just got tougher and tougher and tougher, to the point where the children are not the case anymore. It's not about the children. It's about those figures. And yeah, it got to the stage for me where I was working 6.5 days a week. Nothing was good enough. I just couldn't keep up. When I tried, I was galloping along behind, trying to keep up. And it just made me ill. And it makes me so sad to think that I had to kind of walk away from that classroom. I still teach in a different capacity now, but I teach part-time. And yeah, it's very sad how the system's gone. And it's getting worse. Yeah.
What you've just done is pour forth how you feel. And I asked you a lot of questions when we first met. And I wanted to know what it was that Elaine wanted to achieve. And if you don't know what people want to achieve, I promise you, you won't get anywhere with them. If I said this last week, if you, the week before, if you don't know their why, you probably won't be able to help them. Because I promise you, I'm now really going to promise you this, when they first join, they don't join to please you. They don't join to please us and work for us. Did you know that? They join because they see something in the vehicle of Utility Warehouse that is going to enable them, usually, to move away from the pain. That's the biggest motivator. It's not necessarily big holidays, big cars, big houses. Maybe back in the 80s it might have been, you know, when it was loads of money type situation. These days, what's going on with the financial squeeze is that people are finding their incomes are not keeping up with what the government is inflicting on people, and their salaries are not matching the overheads. In a nutshell, if each household, if you viewed each household as a business, most people's businesses are not performing. There is more debt than there is profit. In fact, I've always looked at the home in that way. Does that home have a lot more profit than it does debt? And most people's homes don't, because it's not their fault, because of what's going on in the economy. And it's absolutely scary. What we've got happening on the 1st of October is a little tiny drop in energy prices. It's the government letting people think they're being nice. In reality, it's only a little bit of gas, all right? And why do they always drop the gas price? I'll tell you why. Because everybody's got electric, and there are hundreds and thousands of homes with no gas. Isn't that interesting? So the money still keeps coming in. And for the government, it's the VAT, the tax. Yeah, so that's what's going on now. When I met Elaine, I asked her loads of questions, and I wanted to know what it was she was looking for. And in fact, I think I spent a lot of time over a few weeks constantly trying to find that out, because what we all get fixated on is skills to sign up customers. And yes, they're important, but actually, can I tell you that even if you don't sign up loads of customers, if you help somebody realize their worth and what they're trying to achieve in life, you'll find they stay more by understanding them. That's my biggest factor I can actually say to you. All right. So we had a chat last Friday as I was heading off to do an appointment with Elaine. And I said to Elaine, how do you feel now you've had a chat? And she turned around and said, really good. And I said, right, there's one of your top tips as somebody to help someone else. Get on the phone. Now, phoning somebody out the blue is not always a good thing. I'm going to invert this round and say to you all, how do you feel when you get an impromptu call? You know, all of a sudden a call comes in and it's like caught you on the hop. You're unprepared. Yeah. And I actually think that's quite hard. I'm the same. Okay. So what I've done is I've kind of mastered this skill of WhatsApp, and WhatsApp using that little recorder. Now, please, some people like doing video. I tell you what, I've had people come in on a video call and I think, how dare you? I could have been sat on the bloody loo. I can't think of anything more imposing. But I've learned people don't mind answering the phone no matter what they're doing. And also a WhatsApp voice is lovely, because I tell you why, they hear your intonation, they hear your passion, they hear your empathy, they hear all that stuff. And it's a really good thing to do. And if you're thinking, oh, I don't know what to say, start writing it out first of all, your bullet points of what you want to achieve. So what I've done, Elaine brought in a new lady, and her name is Shan, and she came through LinkedIn, and I left Shan one of these voice notes. Okay. And basically it was a welcome call, and I do these, and it said, hi, I explained who I was, that my name's Lisa Ware, I am a senior group leader. Most important, that means nothing. What matters is that I say, I've been in utility warehouse for 20 years plus, which means I've got a wealth of experience, masses of experience. It means that I'm able to support people a lot. And I say to them, I'd love to know about you. I'd love to know why you've joined utility warehouse, how you met, in this case it was Elaine, what you're trying to achieve, what you'd like to get out of it, little bit of their background, and then I emphasize what I'd love to do is be another person that can be there for support if you need me. Now, imagine getting one of those little voice notes with something like that. What we're doing is empowering them. We're giving the power to them, that I then finish it and say, look, I'd love to speak with you. Call me back when it's convenient, because I'd hate to go and get you in the middle of work or maybe doing the kids' tea or something like that. How much nicer to hear that somebody cares about the fact of when you call them. You're actually saying, I care about you straight away. And I sort of give them an idea of when to call me back, because I might have some appointments lined up and stuff like that. And in fact, we had that lovely welcome call. It took 3 days for it to come back in the end. But we had it earlier on, and it was wonderful. It was very, very interesting. So what was interesting, and I've got permission of this lovely lady called Sian Keys, is first of all, she said to me, oh, it was going to help her with her mortgage clients. It was going to help her with a mortgage business. Everything was about helping her achieve in her present business. But what's happened, she's come on board. She's had some superb support from Elaine with the very first supporting customer. And Elaine has taken on board some really good stuff. And I'm going to share with you all as well what a lot of you don't know. Elaine actually is in masses of pain. I think we could almost call you a druggie at the moment, Elaine. You're on that many painkillers that I think you
my next dose, my next few mouthfuls in about 20 minutes.
Yeah, you can shake, rattle and roll, can't you, at the moment? Elaine's waiting for a very important operation. She actually has fractured vertebrae. It's serious. It's taken a lot of years for them to find out. But I'm now going to say that Elaine has listened very carefully. And what she did with Sian, she asked for her to find someone that she could have some practice with. Just pure practice. Now, it was decided it would be her mum, wasn't it? It was her mum.
Yeah.
And, mum was very much flippant, I think the words are. I think it was flippant. Yeah, this is practice. You can't really help me. I've worked, you know, the ego stuff that goes on, guys. Yeah, I've done my very best. Yeah, and she probably has up until UW. But anyway, it was all about practice for Sian. And then it came to a quote. Well, as far as Sian's mum was concerned, there was no way that UW could help her. But here's the clever skill. Elaine said, would it be okay if, straight out of the mouth of Big Al, would it be okay if we could give Sian some practice to see what happens in the second part of a presentation when we do a quote? Totally understanding this is probably not going to be for you, but we'd like to show her how we do it. Very clever. Well done. What unfolded was astonishment, I think. Is that the words? That's what Sian said. Yeah.
She could not praise.
Sian said that almost for the price of her gas and electric with British Gas, she's got broadband, mobile, income protector, boiler and home cover, the whole works. And it was sign me up for the lot.
All she kept saying was, it's a no-brainer. This is a no-brainer. Oh, I'm going to tell somebody. I'm going to tell neighbours. I'm going to tell so-and-so. It was so funny listening to the banter in the back with them, because she was just, it literally hit her like a stone as to how amazing this business is.
So there you are. And I'm now going to share some figures, if that's all right. I know we're going to overrun very slightly, but I want to show you what happens here. So if I go to the customer bit, let's find our Elaine. And by the way, Elaine attended a business networking meeting this morning, despite her condition, and she took the place of somebody that had a very feeble excuse why he couldn't make it. And here she is, bless her, barely being able to walk or drive or anything. So there you are. If you want something enough, it's amazing what you'll do.
Keep me out of mischief. It certainly does.
Right. So Elaine, we're revealing everything about you now, darling.
No. Okay, go for it.
Right. So here we are. She joined on the 14th of November. Let's have a look at progress. So she's working towards TL. She's got 60 personal customers. You only need a minimum of 10. Can I just share this with everyone? Some of you will go, oh, only 60. Can I tell you she's ahead of me? Right. So she's only 10 months in and she's on 16. At 10 months, I had 10 because I was doing one a month. So please bear that in mind. All right. If you're getting agitated with yourself, don't. Right. So there's a total of 50 needed for a TL group. There's 28. So she's over the halfway mark. That's brilliant. She's already got, you need 3 minimum QDs separately to yourself. And she's got 2 of them. Okay, so that's good. She's holiday points. There's all this stuff. She's on track. She's on track. Okay, so let's have a look at the upline. So I'm known as the recruiter. I placed her to a lady called Grace Smeaton, who's a team leader. And we're going to talk about that stuff, placing and all that next week. Okay, you will get people come into your team and you didn't necessarily recruit them. And the ones that go super fast get quite a bit of that happening. Okay. Her first senior team leader is a lady called Helen Snowgrove, group leader Shelley Barker, and I'm her senior group leader because this is another leg entirely. So personal performance, there we go. Okay. And actually, there we go. I want to show you something, guys. Now, I know that Elaine went away in May on holiday, but look at that lovely little bit of consistency. How good is that? Despite the agony she's in as well. And group, there we go. Group stuff happening. There we are. So it's all there. Now, I don't know if you're aware, folk, but if you scroll down further, there is other stuff here. So if I click on personal, some of you may have never done this. There's all sorts of graphs and things. Okay. But it actually tells you the customers. Now, you may not have known that. There's the customers. Okay. That might be new to some of you. All right. I can see Elaine nodding. All right. So this stuff is right. This is important stuff to know about. And again, if I press that, locate, by the wonders of incredible IT magic, way beyond my skills, it's going to locate. Now, this is vital to me because in my extraordinary number of teams, I can't just go like that and find people. So here we are, all the legs direct to me. And in this leg here, a Mr. Mosley, okay, that was a team leader and he's now a QD. He's got a group leader under him. What does that say to you? Don't quit. You never know what might happen in your leg. Don't quit. There's a chap called Roger Mothersdale. Oh, there's Helen Snowgrove, was senior team leader, now a team leader. There's some other people here. Oh, stupidity. Look at that. Quit. Closed. Gone grey. How daft is that? Somebody else quit. Look at that. Because underneath these people, there's a group leader. And if we carry on down, these are all frontline to Shelley. There's Grace. I brought this lady in. And there's Elaine. And I placed Elaine under Grace. And now Elaine's got quite a little business because there's quite a few things going on here. And there's Sian. Sian is direct to Elaine. She brought Sian in. She's got 2 QDs, she needs one more. I think probably Sian's going to be it. Now, there are
Yeah.
some people here. This Adama Jabi, as you said to me earlier, Elaine, bless her, she's in an Indian community, and I've heard this from others. They seem to be very hard on their people. Really, they won't even let them even have a practice. All right, so hard work. Also, this lady said the community tends to be tenants. It's going to be tougher. It's going to be tougher. Yeah. And there are some people, like I brought this gentleman in. He came in, and then personal circumstances, which I can't say, not his fault, out of his control, stuff took over. That's fine. He might come back working again at some other point. Okay, so there we are. Now that's some stuff that's very interesting. And
Lisa, can I just ask a quick question while you're in recognition?
Yeah.
You know, if you've got someone in your team that achieves really well, where do you get the you know, the sort of little messages that you can send, you know, well done, you've gathered today, or you've achieved group team leader or something? Where do you get those, you know, to put onto that message?
They come in by email, that you know when somebody's achieved. Is that what you mean?
I wasn't sure if there was like a stash of in the recognition section, like a stash of those, you know, like the recognition that you'd get, say, on an email or WhatsApp or something like that. Somebody would send you.
I've got you now. All right, you're on about. Is there some set kind of pages?
Yeah.
Right. Can I just
like
say to you? Right, templates. Yeah. Now I'm going to say to you, you are talking to the world's worst. Right. This is a woman whose IT skills are so sad, so bad. Okay. What I've done when I've been on, does everyone know what I mean by the UW Partner Forum? UW Partner Forum? Right. When I see all that stuff and it all looks so brilliant, what I do on my phone, I screenshot, and then I enlarge, and then I take out all the other stuff around it, and I've saved it in a little area of my phone. So I've got some.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't know how you do it. So I'm just kind of, I suppose you could say, making it up myself. So it looks like I know what I'm doing. I don't really. And
well, you fooled all this time, you know.
I fooled everybody. See, I'm really good at that. So yes, what I would say to you is, anybody in your team that gets a customer, kind of applaud it. All right.
Yeah.
Because do we know individually how hard it is to do this? We do. How many people have days that fall apart? And I've got to end because we've really gone over, but I'm going to just say to you, I said this to Elaine, yesterday was a day when everything fell apart for me. Everything that was meant to be in place went. And it was real, honest. This wasn't people just letting me down. This was like really important stuff happening in their lives. I mean, not being funny, but a house sale falling through on completion day is genuine crisis. You've got to let that person go. Yeah. So those things happen, and you have to just say, isn't that fascinating? And you've got to move on. And last night I'd had a whole day of bad stuff. And then I said to Juan, do you know what? I must make some calls because I've got people that have asked me to phone in the evening. And you can't phone them any other time. It's in the evening. And I'm really glad I did, because this is the stuff that you heard Dan Holmes on the stage at Amplify say, being consistent. And so yesterday I made some calls. I think I did in the evening. I did, if I'm not lying, 6 calls, and I got 2 appointments. And those 2 appointments made me feel so much better with everything that had gone wrong. Out of my control stuff, but it had gone wrong. But it made me feel better and more in control. And that's the stuff that we've got to impart as coaches to our team as well. We must share the humble moments. You've got to share the stuff that goes wrong, because otherwise you could look at somebody that's a senior group leader like myself and think, oh, everything just goes right for Lisa. No, it doesn't. Honestly, if I could swear, I could tell you that a 4-letter word, it happens to me. Okay, so next week, what I want to do is talk about structure and stuff. Okay, and also I want to delve into customer status, because I think there's stuff that you don't know about customer status and where to look. I don't know if any of you are aware, but fibre to the premises never shows in customer status at the moment. The IT team haven't worked it out yet, so we need to follow up. So there's all this stuff, and I'm well over, and I'm so sorry, because it's just a massive subject. But next week, come on, and we're going to delve into more supporting partners. Lovely to have you there, and thank you, Elaine.
No worries. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
So,
Hi, Lisa. That was great.
Thanks,
Thanks.
Lisa. Thanks, Lisa. Bye.
Bye.
thank you.